Well, there isn't a better game on ice tonight in the state of Minnesota. It's the defending champion, the #1 Minnetonka Skippers, hosting the #7 White Bear Lake Bears. Glad you're with us on Youth Hockey Hub. My name's Sam Ekstrom. A top 10 clash tonight at Pregame Activity Center in Minnetonka. The Skippers 14-0. The Bears 11-1-1. Should be a terrific hockey game between two very talented teams with a lot of college talent on the ice. Our starting lineups being announced now. We'll run through the lines for you. For White Bear Lake, they go with a starting forward line of Samuel Newpower, Blake Meister, and Chase Bill. And defensively, they go with Jacob Klein and Brady O'Brien, their top pairing. For Minnetonka, they roll with number 29, Jack Bayless, one of their captains, Hunter Newhouse, the center, and Griffin Streeter at right wing, with the defensive pairing of Grant Doctor and Josh Lidke, two college commits back from last year's championship team who make it very tough to score on. The goaltenders for White Bear Lake, it is Evan Foss, the 5'11 senior, with a 1.6 goals against, and for the Skippers, it's #1, Charlie Glockner, skating to the blue line right now. Glockner 14-0. He has played virtually every minute except for one period this season. He has been the man in goal with a 1.1 goals against average. There's Doctor and Lidke approaching the blue line. And again, it's Streeter, Newhouse, and Bayless, the three forwards. And they're led in scoring so far this season by Lidke. If you add assists onto it, he's got 9 goals, 15 assists. Doctor with 3 and 19, and Griffin Streeter with 12 goals to lead the way over Teddy Lagerback, who has 11. But they are a very deep and balanced team. Let's pause for our national anthem. The Skippers have won 14 straight to begin this 2018-19 season. The Bears have won 5 in a row, and they're undefeated in 10 consecutive. Their only loss this year, a tight one, at Duluth East. They lost 6-3, but they gave up 2 empty net goals down the stretch. That was a tight game in the third period. The Skippers, of course, coming off a state championship. They defeated Duluth East in the title game last year, ending the season 27-2-1 in Coach Sean Goldworthy's first year behind the bench. White Bear Lake, coached by Tim Sager, in his 17th year. The veteran has a very good team this season. White Bear Lake coming off a 22-win campaign, and they've improved each of the last 2 seasons, moving up from 11 to 14 to 22, and now he might have his best team yet with 13 juniors and 7 seniors. They're trying to make some noise and pull this upset in this non-conference battle. White Bear Lake in the Suburban East and currently leading the way, also in Section 4 AA. Minnetonka, of course, in the Lake Conference in Section 2 AA. Shockingly, they've not played a conference game as of yet. They're in a small conference, of course. They only play their 4 conference counterparts twice each, and they save those for the end of the year. against the likes of Eden Prairie, Edina, Wayzata, and Hopkins, and they haven't played a conference game yet. But they've been tested nonetheless against some of the best non-conference competition in the state. And we're underway here in the first period with White Bear Lake owning the puck right off the draw, taken back by the Skippers and controlled by Spencer Millard. Fired on to Blake Meister. There's a fling from the wing, and it's saved by Glockner, his first of the day. Glockner coming off a 23 save performance in a victory against Duluth East. One of the common foes between these teams, we mentioned a moment ago, White Bear Lake lost to the Greyhounds, and the Skippers winning that game 5-2 at Duluth East last time out. Skippers have it near side, now given up to Millard. That's dumped in off of Bayless. Bayless moves it on back to Doctor. Doctor got checked as he got rid of it to Lidke. Controlled by Hunter Newhouse, who has 6 goals, 11 assists on the year. Bears trying to push it in, but it's grabbed by Doctor. Around the left circle, Doctor touts it to the corner. Now he's shouldered up against the boards by Millard, and it's grabbed by Meister. Blake Meister flips one into the corner. It'll be an icing. Just 51 seconds into this first period. White Bear Lake coming off a 5-1 win at Park of Cottage Grove. They scored 4 second period goals in that game. Out shooting Park 24-15. They had 5 different goal scorers, and they have the puck here behind their goaltender, Evan Foss. Trying to dig it out is Leighton Rode. Rode moved it along to Jacob Klein. He spins with it and banks it on to Brady O'Brien, his defensive partner. It's turned over. Lagerback centers in front, and an opportunity for Braden Lacombe out in front of the net. Back it goes to neutral, Will Kroll. Kroll tries to move it ahead. Look to get it to the stick of Mac Motzko, the son of Bob Motzko, the Gophers coach. Lost it behind the net, taken by Klein. Outlets to Billy Rose, left wing side. He tries to lead the way for Rode, another icing. 15:25 to go in the period. This first period is brought to you by Cambria, tonight's exclusive sponsor of the Skippers. Taking on White Bear Lake, it's located right here in Minnesota. Family-owned and American-made Cambria leads the industry with cutting-edge innovation to craft beautiful and durable natural stone surfaces for any home or business. Learn more at CambriaUSA.com. Grabbed by Tristan Johnson, and they've got a 2-on-2 moving ahead. Verkerke passed it along to Collins, and they couldn't connect in front of Glockner. A.J. Kittleson banks one along to Dylan Zitzloff. He'll go back with it to Duke Kiffin. Now A.J. Kittleson comes off the wall and explodes across the middle. Turned over to Verkerke. Played around at neutral. Physical play involving A.J. Kittleson as he knocked a Bear to the ice. That's dumped in by Verkerke as the Bears will change and the Skippers will pursue just over 2 minutes in. Long outlet pass to Kittleson. 6 goals, 7 assists on the year. Taken away by Chase Bill, and he banked it into the corner. Grabbed by Duke Kiffin. Kiffin back for Zitzloff. Zitzloff to Kiffin. That's poked away by Chase Bill. There's Bill after it, trying to gain the offensive zone. Bill pressed up against the half wall. Tough play by Bill, got it over to Blake Meister, and turned over. Here come the Skippers. Hunter Newhouse, one of their top point getters this season after not being much of a contributor a year ago. He's got 6 and 11. That's turned back to the Bears and out to neutral. Now for Josh Lidke, the Denver commit. Doctor weaves his way into the offensive end. That's spun along the inboards and possessed by Cooper Anderson of the Bears. Slowly sliding down the ice, no icing, that's waved off. As we are about 3.5 minutes into this first period, scoreless. Minnetonka averaging 5.1 goals per game this season. They've tallied 71 goals in 14 games. Josh Lidke, an offensive defenseman if there ever was one. He can create and score. Teddy Lagerback, goal line extended. He's fought off the puck. Back over to Doctor. Doctor got blasted in front of the Bears bench. Lagerback has it in the corner. He's marked well by Anderson. Goes to the point for Lidke. Pumped it into the corner for Mac Motzko. Motzko plays catch with Lagerback, who pursues it now in the left corner. Lagerback looking up top for Doctor, instead spins it back for Motzko. Still in the corner with it. Lacombe, Lidke, Doctor toward the net, knocked down by Leighton Rode. Rode goes over to get it. Lagerback fell down. Motzko down as well. Puck still loose with 12:35 to go in the opening frame. It's a board battle. Puck nearly frozen in there. Coming out of there with it, Leighton Rode, and he's got some speed. They might have a 3-on-2. Down the middle, Rhodes' pass goes behind Grant Hofeld, their leading scorer with 10 on the year. And here's Lidke the other way. He's got Doctor from the slot. Shot is saved by Foss. And now jumping off the bench trying to get the breakaway was Collins, but that's pushed out by Glockner to neutral. There's Grant Doctor. Moved it along to Kittleson. Up it goes to Henry. Nick Henry, the third liner, spins it back toward the point, marked by a couple Bears. And Jacob Klein in the corner grabs it for White Bear Lake. Klein still after it. Now Samuel Verkerke, who's got 4 goals in the last 4 games. Slid one through neutral ice. Scooped up by Will Kroll. Tries to regather the attack here for the Skippers. With 11:40 to go in the first period. Good pace here in the first 5+ minutes. No score. One really good chance for the Skippers, and they have owned most of the offensive possession thus far. White Bear Lake allowing 1.7 goals per game. There's a wraparound chance behind for Kittleson. He still stays with it. And then picked up by Carter Collins, who tries to get it out of the zone. He does succeed. And now a board battle in front of the Bears bench. They're jammed in there tightly, trying to get that puck. And eventually it's taken by Bayless. Bayless got it to Kroll. Kroll gave it away to Bill. Bill cross-ice pass for Newpower. Newpower slipped across the blue line offside with Bill out in front. 10:57 to go in the first. White Bear Lake also very gifted offensively. 4 goals per game, 52 scored on the year. Skippers allowing 1.1 on the year. Just 15 goals permitted in 14 games played. They allowed 2 against Duluth East, which is a pretty big number for them this year. They've only allowed 2 on 3 occasions, and never more than that. Both these teams, though, can light the lamp very effectively. Meister trying to push one into the corner for Bill. Bill, 9 goals, 10 assists on the year. Great player. Gives it to Newpower. Back for Bill. There's Bill up top. Luke Alls trying to establish the zone here as the Bears look for their first sustained offensive pressure. Picked up by Doctor, but he turns it over at the point for Alls, and Alls gives it back to the Skippers. Here's Bayless, flanked by Streeter. Shot from the right wing, saved by Foss. And that'll lead to a face-off in the offensive end for Minnetonka. Skippers last year scoring 5.7 goals per game in their title season. I believe the only team that beat them a year ago was Edina. But Edina got knocked out by Duluth East in the semifinal, and Minnetonka took down the team from up north in the title game. They did lose their leading goal scorer, Joe Molinar, who had 31 last year, as well as their leading assister, Bobby Brink, who had 35 helpers. A lot of college talent still on this Minnetonka squad. Here comes Spencer Miller. Gave it to Rose. Billy Rose to Millard. Backhand pass out in front. Had Leighton Rode, and they still jam away toward Glockner. That's covered up. 9:39 to go in the first. Good opportunity for the Bears. They average 29 shots on goal per game. The Skippers give up 19 per contest. And we've yet to have any special teams action here in this first period. Shots on goal in favor of the Skippers, 3-2. Offensive zone draw for the Bears. They can't win it. It's taken by Mason Hendrickson, the son of Darby Hendrickson, and that's pushed forward. Banked along by A.J. Kittleson, who dives after it. Kittleson possesses in the corner. Anderson has him up against the boards along with Millard, and Millard takes it away. Swipes one over to Rose. Rose overlaps with Leighton Rode. It's grabbed by James Miller. Miller moved it along to Hendrickson. The pass connects with Henry. Henry looks forward for Miller. Henry and Miller. Getting rid of it though is Rose, and back out to neutral. Picked up by Duke Kiffin. Onside at the line, James Miller. He wraps his way around the circle, took it behind the net. Picked up by White Bear Lake, the number 7 team in the state. Here they come the other way, 3-on-3. There is Newpower. Newpower to Bill. Back for Newpower, the junior. Spins with it on the half wall. Approaching the halfway point of the first period, no score. Blake Meister, 6 goals, 12 assists on the year. Touts the puck behind the net, gives it on to Millard. Banked along to Jacob Klein. And the whistle blows with 8:22. Bears very balanced in their scoring attack, with at least half a dozen players between 5 and 10 goals on the season. Looked like they had a little shakeup in their lines before the game. They announced initially be Bill, Meister, and Newpower. I believe it's Millard though, instead of Bill. Might have been a last-second change of mind there. Here's Klein. Moved along to Carter Collins. Drop back to Johnson, delayed off sides, and the Skippers chase after it and pick it up. Duke Kiffin. Back along for Dylan Zitzloff. Rink wide feed. Good move by Jack Bayless to gain the zone. Wide open, right circle, score! Hunter Newhouse, number 7 on the season. Skippers lead. At 7:54 to go in the first. Minnetonka with a beautiful play set up by Jack Bayless, who moved it all the way across. Newhouse, the 5'9" sophomore. Perfect release from the right dot. The Skippers on top, 1-0. And they've got a 3-on-2 immediately. Looking for more. There's a shot blocked. Following up, Lidke. Deflected in front. Puck loose and unable to be handled by Mac Motzko. Here comes Blake Meister. That leaves the zone. Pumped back in by Lacombe. Now Lidke is tripped up. Gets past Motzko. Teddy Lagerback. Along the half wall, near the corner, turned back over to the Bears, now playing down a goal. Bill with speed, passing to Newpower in front, couldn't connect. Newpower and Bill vying for possession. Minnetonka takes it away, leading by 1, that's banked along. And the errant pass controlled by Anderson and most of the way down. Leighton rode after it on the back of Grant Doctor. A.J. Kittleson with a drop pass for Henry. Turns that one over to Anderson. Anderson tries to clear the zone, and his teammate Rose helps him out. Rose is flanked by Grant Hofeld, a 2-on-2, as Rose has that stick checked away by Will Kroll into the corner. After it goes Rode, centering, but caught by Kittleson. Could not clear, however. Here's Billy Rose. Rose marked well by Kroll. Rose on the half wall. Board battle there. Bears win it. It's Rode sending one on net, sticked up by Glockner into the netting with 6:16 to go in the first period. 1-0 Skippers on the goal from Hunter Newhouse. For Newhouse, that is his first goal in 3 games. He scored 2 against Elk River Zimmerman in a 7-1 win 3 games ago. Newhouse also had a multi-goal game against Lakeville North in the second game of the year. Scored against Grand Rapids as well, and against Bloomington Jefferson. 11 minutes gone here in the first period. 1-0 Skippers. Spencer Millard, the pass. And Millard still after it here at neutral. He's vying against Dylan Zitzloff. Pumped in where Glockner plays, uncontested. He gives it up to Newhouse. Newhouse weaves his way through neutral, across center, across the blue line. Brilliant pass to Griffin Streeter. Streeter and Newhouse clearly with some chemistry on that top line. Leaving it for Bayless now. Pumped back for Kiffin. Now behind Foss. Along the end boards. They can't clear the zone. Here's Newhouse again. Newhouse to Bayless. Bayless, the UMass Lowell commit, who set up that last goal with a great move to enter the zone. Icing against the Bears. About 12 minutes into this first frame. What a job by Sean Goldsworthy, the second-year coach with a record of 41-2-2. Minnetonka grad, coaching his alma mater, the former St. Olaf coach for 2 decades. His dad, Bill, playing for the North Stars. Sean, a St. Cloud State alum. Got great bloodlines, great experiences in his playing and coaching careers. And he's a state champion, and they're trying to go back-to-back. Puck loose, Doctor, Lidke. And on the back door, nearly had Motzko. It was too hot to handle. Here's Lidke. Again to Doctor, numbers 2 and 3. Play and catch. Shot by Lidke, blisters up high off the end glass. Kept in momentarily, but then Motzko got checked. And here come the Bears the other way. Leighton Road was fought off the puck. Right back in goes McComie. There's a quick one-timer by Lagerback and a save by Foss. Nifty pass and shot from the left dot with 4:24 to go in the first period. Tonka leading by 1, trying to add. Skippers average 39 shots on goal per game. They've had as many as 50 in a game this year in that win against Jefferson by a 7-1 score. From the high slot, net ramps off a stick into the mesh. Shot taken by Miller. Miller had a big goal in the state tournament a year ago. Has 1 goal this year, 9 assists. Offensive zone draw for the Skippers. To the right of Evan Foss. 5-1-1 on the season with a 1.62 goals against. 92% save percentage. He's been alternating with Tyler Steffens this year. It's knocked down by a Bears stick. Delayed high sticking, and they just blow this one dead as it crosses the blue line. Certainly different goaltending approaches for these two teams. It's been Charlie Glockner all the way for the Skippers, and for the Bears, they've alternated with Steffens getting 6 starts and Foss getting 7. It was Steffens against Park of Cottage Grove, and it's Foss tonight. Their save percentages are 1/100th of a point apart. Steffens goals against about 3/10 of a point lower. It's going to be a tough call when it comes time to make a decision for the postseason. Final 4 minutes of play here in the first period. Bears have had their opportunities, but unable to crack Glockner. Down by a goal as Glockner plays it behind the net, hands off to Lidke. Kittleson banks along. There's Meister. Kittleson grabs it. Across his own blue line, lofted forward to Grant Doctor. As Mason Hendrickson helping him out. Stolen by Meister. Around to Millard, off of Bill. Played by Lidke. Tried to slap it along to Kittleson. He spins it into the corner where Foss thought about it. Instead, he gives it back to Luke Alls. And now moved ahead. They've got Billy Rose all alone, but he's offside. Slight hesitation on the Meister pass. And Rose just snuck across that blue line a little too far. Approaching the 14-minute mark of the first period. Glad you're with us here on YouthHockeyHub.com. If you just joined us, it was a Hunter Newhouse goal, the difference in the game, at the 9:06 mark of the first. Neutral zone face-off between Newhouse and Rode, and it's won by Rode. Back to Alls, the junior. Grant Hofeld. And he is offside. In front of the Minnetonka bench. White Bear Lake last season, we mentioned, with 22 wins, second in the Suburban East, only behind unbeaten Cretin-Durham Hall in conference play. They lost the section final, though, to Hill Murray In upset fashion, Hill Murray went on behind Bill Lechner to go to the state tournament out of Section 4. Minnetonka with the puck. Teddy Lagerback, the Arizona State commit, on net, played by Foss fairly easily. Foss got 12 starts last year with a 1.49 goals against as a junior. He's a senior this season. Offensive zone draw coming from Minnetonka. Minnetonka going with a second line of Motzko, McComey, and Lagerback. Third line, Hendrickson, Henry, and Kittleson. Top defensive pairing out right now is Lidke. Fires one again on Foss, and the save made. He's not afraid to shoot. Blake Meister speeding up the right wing. He absorbed the check attempt of Doctor, but lost the puck, and Lidke grabs it for the Skippers. He pumps the brakes. Shot it past Newpower to Doctor. Doctor intended there for Streeter. Here's Lidke with it in his own end once again. Long pass ahead to Griffin Streeter. Klein picks it up for the Bears. Backhand to O'Brien. Their top defensive pairing. There's O'Brien with Meister trying to get it away from Streeter. They do to the opposite corner. Tristan Johnson pinching in as well for the Bears. The puck goes back to the near side now with 1:42 to go in the opening period. Board battle between Streeter and Klein. Bayless trying to help out for the Skippers. They just can't clear the zone. There's Doctor rimming one around the end boards. Puck in open ice. Lidke pinches in to help. Got it over to Newhouse. Just on the inside of the circle. There's Lidke over to Doctor, left point. Doctor fired it past Newhouse in the corner. Spinning toward it is Kittleson. Newhouse right on the dot, looking for some breathing room here. Newhouse overskated it, grabbed by Meister. Deflects off the rim. Skippers still not allowing that puck to get free, and finally emerging is Meister. 45 seconds to go in the period. Long shot from beyond the blue line, knocked down Glockner. Much needed change for the Bears. Here come the Skippers, one of their last rushes of the period perhaps. Grant Doctor, right wing side, rimmed it in around Foss to the opposite point. That will skitter out, and now a 2-on-2 for the Bears with Rose. A shot and a save by Glockner allows the rebound, but it goes to the corner. Final 20 seconds as an official takes a spill. Mason Hendrickson tried to go between the legs of Millard. Millard says no and pumps it forward to Grant Hofeld with 6 seconds to go in the period. Skippers will play some catch in their own end, and that'll bring the first frame to an end. No penalties in the first period. One goal. It comes from Hunter Newhouse at the 9:06 mark. His 7th of the season for the #1 Skippers, who lead 1-0 after 17 minutes of play. We'll pause during the first intermission here on YouthHockeyHub.com. Period number 2 about to get underway at the Peggle Activity Center in Minnetonka. I'm Sam Ekstrom once again with you for YouthHockeyHub.com. Minnetonka 1, White Bear Lake nothing after 1 period. Hunter Newhouse at the 9:06 mark, his 7th of the season, assisted by Griffin Streeter and Jack Bayless in the middle of the first period to give the number 1 Skippers the edge. They switch ends of the ice. Minnetonka trying to add to that lead. They looked like the better team in the first period, owning most of the offensive action. White Bear Lake had some nice opportunities in transition. They'll look to capitalize in period number 2. They're going to need a big effort tonight from goaltender Evan Foss. Slight delay here as we await the start of the second. Again, to reset the scene, it's a top 10 matchup. Minnetonka 14-0, White Bear Lake 11-1-1. And 8-0-1 in Suburban East action. This is a non-conference battle between 2 of the state's best in AA. And the second period is underway as it's punched in by Cooper Anderson. Played there by Charlie Glockner, the excellent starting goaltender. Pushed ahead to center, and here comes Newhouse across the blue line, immediately saucered out and taken by Bayless at neutral. Here's Streeter across the line. He lost it to Blake Meister. Bill trying to hack away. Played by Cooper Anderson. Part of that second defensive pairing with Spencer Millard, but here's a chance for Streeter out in front. And he shot it high and wide past Foss. Here come the Bears the other way, 3-on-2 if they hustle. And Millard goes into the corner. Looking for possession against Doctor, and Doctor banks it along to Lidke. He and Doctor generated some terrific opportunities from the point. Limping right now is Billy Rose for the Bears. I think he took a puck off the shin perhaps, and he is headed back toward the bench. Looks like he's going to try to stay on for the rest of this shift. Doctor tried to fling it into the corner. He succeeds. Lagerback hops off the bench. Then he hesitated and let the Bears go after it. There's Anderson. Taken by Lagerback. To the point it goes for Kroll. Will Kroll sent one into traffic, and it deflected off to the half wall. The other way it goes with Grant Hofeld. Hofeld in the corner, tries to wrap it around the net. It's stolen by Braden Lacombe. Puck loose, grabbed by James Miller to Motzko. Miller with a shot, ramps off a stick and lands out of play. Minute 46 played in this second period. Still 1-0 Minnetonka. Cambria is tonight's exclusive sponsor, of the Minnetonka Skippers as they face off against White Bear Lake. It's located right here in Minnesota. Family owned and American made, Cambria leads the industry with cutting-edge innovation to craft beautiful and durable natural stone surfaces for any home or business. Learn more at CambriaUSA.com. Carter Collins across the blue line for the Bears. Minnetonka the other way. There's Kittleson submarining Jacob Klein. We've got our first penalty of the game. And it's Jacob Klein, the one who's going off. Klein has his hands outstretched. From my vantage point, it looked like he got sort of upended by Kittleson. Might have missed something that happened after that. But Klein goes to the box. The senior defenseman, one of their top 2 D-men, and that's going to lead to our first power play opportunity of the game. Puck out of play off the stick of Chase Bill. That'll bring it back into the offensive zone for Minnetonka. The Skippers this season with 12 power play goals, 29% on the 5-on-4. White Bear Lake is 87% on the kill. They've allowed 7 power play goals. They've scored once shorthanded. Chase Bill had a shorthanded goal earlier this season. Loose puck, Cooper Anderson trying to get it away from Griffin Streeter. There's Millard going over to Bill. That puck floated through the rafters, hitting one of the many banners hanging above the ice here at Peggle. Ground rules dictate that comes back into the offensive zone. 1:39 to go in the power play. Skippers trying to add to their 1-0 edge. Clean win by Lagerback. Doctor. Has it at the point. Lidke, left side, rim of the circle, back to Doctor, high slot. Switches it back to Bayless. Here's Doctor. Bayless, one-timer. Door closed by Foss. Lidke to Doctor once again as they keep the zone. 1:15 to go in the power play. Bayless shot blocked off the shins of Millard, and it goes back out to neutral and most of the way down. Now trying to catch the Bears in a change. Lidke as Lagerback got upended. Lagerback gets back up and scores! Teddy Lagerback sticking with it and makes it 2-0 on the power play. His 12th goal of the season to tie the team lead. Minnetonka capitalizes on special teams. And the Arizona State commit, the junior who had 17 goals a year ago, now with a dozen. Scored it at the 2:59 mark of the second, 14:01 to go, when Lagerback got it past Foss on the rebound. Bears trying to counterattack. Clayton Road overskated the net. Hofeld battled behind the cage. Now along the right half wall, taken by Mac Motzko, the junior transfer from St. Cloud Cathedral. Get the official goal announcement. Griffin Streeter getting an assist on that goal. That's his second assist of the game. He also helped out on the Newhouse goal. Newhouse and Lagerback, the two goal scorers for the Skippers, looking to move to 15-0. Puck possession in the corner. Tonka trying to pressure once more. Poked along by Motzko. Jammed up against the backside of the cage. The Bears trying to get this puck cleared. Over 4 minutes played here in the second. Board battle in front of the Skippers bench. That's possessed by Kroll. Going down low to Motzko. Looped over to Patrick Wires. Wires got checked by Klein. Moving to it is Motzko. Puck still loose, getting behind Klein, who was trying to box out Wires. That one floats all the way up over the glass. 12:31 to go here in the second period. Sam Ekstrom with you for Youth Hockey Hub. Bears just trying to hang here on the road. The number 17 haven't lost since game number 3 of the season at Duluth East, and they allowed 6 unanswered goals in that game. Kicked along and saved by Foss. That was Hendrickson making the bid. Shots on goal now in favor of the Skippers, 12-7. Nick Henry on the draw against Meister. Meister wins it back. And there's Anderson. Anderson, Meister, now right side Bill. Chase Bill saucers one from the right wing on the blue line. Save Nate Glockner. Offensive zone draw for the Bears. They are 1-1 when trailing after one period. Puck floated in by Meister into the corner. Tracked down by Doctor. Banked along to Kittleson. To Lidke, center of the ice. Hendrickson. Pushed away by Millard. Now Bill, shot from the high slot. Rebound allowed by Glockner and swept aside by Lidke. In front of the Bears bench, puck rolls past the blue line and saucered back in by Anderson. There's Doctor. Banked along the wall, grabbed by Anderson at center, and he once again flings it off the end boards. Lidke off glass and spinning on its end down into the corner. It's grabbed by Millard, goes around to Anderson. Anderson tripped up, and we might have the first Bears power play of the game. Kittleson, the guilty party, and he'll head off for a 2-minute minor. White Bear Lake will try to answer the power play goal. They've scored 9 on the season, 20% on the man advantage. Skippers 90% on the kill. They've allowed 4 power play goals with 3 shorties on the season. So they're only a -1 in differential when they go a man down. Bears trying to gain the zone and get it to the point for Anderson. Anderson does keep and floats one back to the right corner. Miller hammers one all the way out. Up ahead for Newhouse, who's onside at the line. Newhouse bobbled it, and it's taken back by Leighton Road. Here comes Road, up to center, passed it to Newpower. Newpower, Road, tried to dangle it back and couldn't uncork the shot. There's Newpower, shouldered off the puck, along with Samuel Verkerke. Loose along the half wall. Newpower, the junior, slams on the brakes, goes back to the point for Road. Anderson, now winding up is Hofeld. His shot was saved by Glockner. Newhouse down in the corner for the Skippers, trying to get it away. It ends up on Anderson's stick. He goes right circle to Road, back to Anderson, high slot, left side Hofeld, shot, just missed it wide. Just able to keep it in is Anderson. Nice passing out in front, and Glockner saves. Verkerke on the doorstep, denied. With 9:59 to go in the second. Bears trying to cut the deficit in half. Misspoke earlier. White Bear Lake actually is 2-0 when trailing after one period. They beat Cloquet-Esco Carlton 3-1 after trailing 1-0. They beat Hill Murray 3-2 after trailing 2-1. They've shown the ability to come back, but coming back against Minnetonka, a different type of challenge. Foss holding it there and moved it along. Because of the banners hovering above the ice from our vantage point, almost impossible to see the power play time remaining. And we apologize for that. It's under a minute. Right wing side. Here is Alls. Shot up high. Down to Meister. To Klein. Klein. Meister. Now here's Klein, out in front, backhand on Glockner, rebound, nearly given up to Bill. We're back to even strength as the Skippers, with 5 on the ice, kill the power play, leading 2-0, approaching the halfway mark of the game. Kittleson out of the box, nearly had a backhand there on Foss, but he let it off his stick. Kittleson along the end board, stays on his skates, and then got dumped in front. Stick flew away from one of the Bears. I believe it was Meister. Here's Doctor, left point, and it exits the zone off of Litke. And they'll have to touch up as the Bears take it. Luke Alls, the junior. Hendrickson battling with him. The captain Klein trying to clear the zone. Skippers grab it. Litke handles it, shoots one, denied by Foss with the glove. What a save by the senior. The 14th shot on goal, and Litke just about got in double digits for scoring. What a chance. One note on that Lagerback goal, that's his second goal in as many games, his third in 4 games, and his 9th in 9 games. He's only taken 1 game off from scoring. It was the game against Benilde 2 games ago. Before that, he had a 6-game goal-scoring streak. He's got 12 now on the year. 2-on-2 opportunity with Kittleson. Onside at the line, Kittleson, the drop pass! And he might have rung the pipe there left side. Miller. They try to keep the zone, but can't. Leighton Road the other way. Road sweeping in. Fought off by Kroll. There's Road behind the cage. Moved it along to Rose. Back to Anderson at the point. Hofeld keeps it in. Miller, back door, new power, couldn't hammer away. Rose in the corner, helped out by Hofeld, and the whistle blows. We've got a penalty coming against Minnetonka, and it's Kittleson once again, his second minor of the period. 7:15 to go in the second. Bears stringing together some opportunities, just trying to get on the board. Glockner is a tough nut to crack though. Face off into the corner. Taking a dive, there is Bill. Along the boards to Bayless. Has an easy clearance all the way down for Foss. Getting there first is Newhouse, in fact, before it goes to Klein. Klein begins his move up the ice. There's Meister at the blue line. The drop for Alls. Alls tees up Klein, and that's sticked away by Glockner emphatically. And up near the netting. Offensive zone draw for White Bear Lake. Other games in the Suburban East tonight: Stillwater at Hill Murray, Forest Lake at Mounds View, and Apple Valley at Eastridge in non-conference action. Quick whistle. Teams between Minnetonka and White Bear Lake in the top 10: Andover, Edina, Maple Grove, Duluth East, and Eden Prairie. In order there, 2 through 6. A lot of usual suspects. 3 teams from the Lake in the top 6. Andover from the Northwest Suburban, Maple Grove from the Northwest Suburban, and Duluth East. Representative from up north. There's Foss getting bumped by Mac Motzko. Lagerback gaining the zone. Short-handed, the Skippers kill some seconds off the clock. Grant Hofeld, rink-wide pass, controlled by Rode. Slow roller in on Glockner. And Doctor clears the way. It's Doctor once again, holding behind his own net and clearing once again. Cooper Anderson. Less than a minute to go on the power play. Anderson's pass for Rode doesn't click. Lidke down to get it from Minnetonka. Lidke fires one. Deep down the ice, and Foss will touch up. He settles it down for Klein as the Skippers change. It's been a fairly easy penalty kill. And now an opportunity for Meister. Meister winds up and shoots on Glockner. Got to the net, but Glockner made the save. Will Kroll slingshots behind Glockner and emerges to neutral. He dumps it into the left corner, settled by Foss. Chipped along and controlled now by Klein. Klein corner to corner, got it to Alls. Alls to Bill. Bill on side at the line. Bill goes down to his knees as he passes to the corner for Meister. The Skippers will get another clearance out of this on the near side with Kittleson, who has come out of the box, ending the power play. So 2 kills for the Skippers as the Bears go 0 for 2 on the 5-on-4, and we will not have an icing. 4.5 minutes to go in the second. 2-0 Minnetonka in this top 10 battle. Miller fell down, giving up a 3-on-1. Centering feed knocked away. A rebound shot coming from O'Brien. Unbelievable chance there for the Bears. O'Brien pokes it to the corner. Zitzloff picking it up for the Skippers. Zitzloff trying to hold it steady. Now it's for Kirky, circling from the left dot, shot one, and Glockner falls on his backside. He wasn't sure where the puck was. It wasn't in the net. Still 2-0. With the pressure increasing from the Bears, they've evened it up at 15 shots on goal apiece. With under 4 minutes to go in period number 2. amazing 3-on-1 chance a moment ago for the Bears. And Zitzlov had the critical clearance of that puck that was just sitting there in the blue paint. Bears have the zone, but Lidke will exit it. Motzko. Poked away from him, back for Doctor. Michigan Tech commit. Passes off to Lidke, who's headed to Denver. Right side, Motzko. Nice control of the pass. Trailing the play is Lacombe. Goes to the half wall with it. Doctor punched in toward Motzko. Picked up by Lacombe. Doctor, high slot, high shot, hit the net. With 3:15 to go in the second. We'll have changes on both sides. Minnetonka goes on the road after this for some tough games at Hermantown. In their conference opener at Eden Prairie and then at Andover, who's number 2. Tough road for Minnetonka, but that's how they like it. Caught by Bill, who backhands slowly on Glockner. Bill got back to his feet, played it in the corner. Here's Meister. Meister tries to wrap it around, hammers away at Glockner. There was Kroll enforcing out in front to keep him away from the net. Bill gave it up to Kittleson, who's been in the box twice here in the second. Bill around the end boards for Streeter. Check that for Newpower. Bill doubled up against the boards. Newpower surrenders possession to Kroll. Wires turned it over, but it does get out to neutral. Cooper Anderson brings it in by himself, and a hard shot whistles in on Glockner. Save made with the glove. We're down to 2:19 to go in the second. One other game in the lake tonight. It's Eastview at Wayzata. South Suburban Lake interconference battle there. Eastview having a tough year though. Face-off win, quick shot by O'Brien from the point. And Glockner another save. Glockner a year ago, 14-2-1. Did have a 2.6 goals against, however, as Minnetonka just outscored everybody. GAA way down this year, just barely over 1. Only game where he got a break in the third period was against Elk River Zimmerman. Josh Brown filled in for 1 frame. Streeter for Minnetonka in the corner. Back for Doctor. Lidke. Doctor winds it up. And Foss has the save. Shot number 16 on goal for Minnetonka. Minnetonka has not been outshot all year. And they're actually tied right now at 16. Bears have only been outshot once. Scramble in front, grab by Samuel Newpower. Pass for Bill. Bill overskated it, as did Newpower, but Bill somehow got it back. Right dot, over to Newpower, and it didn't reach him. Timely stick there by the Minnetonka defense. Lidke at neutral, circling back with the puck. 80 seconds to go in the period. Pass got by Bayless. And that'll be an icing. The Bears have to be a little deflated at this point with as many chances as they have had here in the second, including 2 power plays. And Glockner's been great, but there have been times too when Glockner wasn't even a part of why a play broke down. There have been pucks that they just couldn't handle. There have been pucks sitting out in front of the net that got pushed away at the last second. And there's another opportunity for Leighton Road. Denied. Motzko, left wall. Takes it right side. Looking for Kroll up top. Fanned on the pass. And now the Bears, with under a minute to go in the period, look for possession along the blue line. Lagerback, who has the lone goal of the frame. Got possession of Kroll. Now On to Miller and up ahead for an icing. We've got a little skirmish away from the puck between Lagerback and Anderson. 48 seconds to go. Offensive zone draw for the Bears, trying to strike here before the end of the period. The puck battle, and it's loose along the goal line extended. Meister just couldn't corral it. Great job by Lagerback to push him off the puck. Lochner eventually gloved it. Another near miss. The faceoff goes to the left side. Lagerback against Meister. It's Bill emerging, and his shot went wide off the end boards. Played by Lidke. Toward the point for Bill, gave it up to Lidke. Cross ice for Lagerback. Lagerback battling with Anderson. 23 seconds to go in the period. Here's Motzko. Motzko dangles to the middle. Shoveled it along to Lagerback. Lagerback flips it toward Millard with 12 seconds to go in the second. One last rush for the Bears. A spinning pass to the hands of Motzko. Now we're down to 3-2-1, and the Skippers will end this period up by 2. A power play goal from Teddy Lagerback, adding to their advantage. A multi-goal lead heading to the third period for the number 1 team in the state. Minnetonka 2, White Bear Lake nothing after 34 minutes. We'll pause during the second intermission. Sam Ekstrom with you on YouthHockeyHub.com. Third period just about to get underway here at the Pregame Activity Center. Once again, I'm Sam Ekstrom for YouthHockeyHub.com. Scoring summary through 34 minutes. Hunter Newhouse, goal number 1 for Minnetonka, his 7th of the year, assisted by Griffin Streeter and Jack Bayless. In the second period, on the power play at the 2:59 mark, it was junior Teddy Lagerback from Streeter on a rebound on a power play. Made it 2-0. Shots on goal tied up at 16 apiece. White Bear Lake has had their opportunities, but so far, pitching a shutout is Charlie Glockner, who has 2 of them on the season against Lakeville North and Blake, respectively. Interesting note on White Bear Lake, and this goes back to after 1 period, but this is now 7 straight games when they have either been tied or behind after 1 period of play. And for a team with a record of their caliber, you would expect some faster starts, but they haven't had that recently. Minnetonka's got 1 goal in each period, and they lead this game by 2. With just under 17 minutes to play in it, White Bear Lake is 1-0 when trailing after 2 periods, as Meister takes it away in the offensive zone and dumps it into the left corner. Their 1 win came against Stillwater. They trailed 1-0 after 2 periods. They won 2-1 in overtime. They'll have to come from behind by multiple goals here in the third. Flipped up and into the corner. Hofeld gaining the offensive zone. Paddles it along past Rose, played by Doctor. Along to Jack Bayless, the UMass Lowell commit. Grabbed by Rode. He's separated from the puck. And now out to center for Jacob Klein. Klein got dumped as he dumped it in to Doctor. Doctor nearly gave it away to Rode. Long pass ahead to Mac Motzko. Motzko slams on the brakes, centers into the slot. Kittleson charging toward the net, dislodged the net. Check that Lagerback out in front, who ran into Foss. And that brings play to a halt with 15:36 to go in the third. Lagerback still exchanging words with Jacob Klein, the senior. Both these teams very junior heavy, actually. 13 juniors on White Bear Lake's roster, 11 juniors from Minnetonka, outnumbering both of their senior classes. Boding well for future years as well. Lagerback, we just mentioned him, he's only a junior. Griffin Streeter, only a junior for Minnetonka as well, amongst others that have been very effective. Samuel Verkerke, high slot, shot up into the mesh. Still 15-18 to play. White Bear Lake after this goes home to take on Woodbury on Saturday. And they've got Forest Lake and Cretin-Durham Hall opponents next week. Cretin-Durham Hall is second place currently in the Suburban East behind White Bear Lake, but 2.5 games back, an overall record of just 7-5-1. They've taken a step back from last year's conference championship team. Falling down on the play is Nick Henry. Puck is cleared out. And Johnson got it out of there where it's played by Miller. Miller dumped it in hard. Sent along by Kittleson behind Foss. Kept in by Miller. Got a deflection by Henry. And on the back door, Kittleson couldn't jam it home. There's Hendrickson with a centering feed, looking for Henry, and he couldn't deposit it either. Still in the offensive zone for Minnetonka. Rink-wide pass as Joey Fratellone tries to clear it out. 14:25 to go. Here is Chase Bill. Bill falls down behind the cage, brought out by Miller. Right wing side, Kittleson. Saucer pass from right to left. Over to Bayless. Dumped it in across center. That's banked along by Luke Alls. Moved it ahead to Anderson. There's Bill. Tried to go tape to tape with Newpower, who let it slide under his stick. Newpower does get after it. There's Bill trying to check there against Newhouse. To center for Brady O'Brien. Bears down 2, still playing with a lot of energy, but they can't get one in the back of the net. Nice hip check by Alls. Puck rolling behind the cage as Foss looks after it. Newhouse centering, slot, Litke shot, and the loose puck, Litke goes after it, He's checked by Meister. Newhouse, Lidke, and a good job by Meister to keep him away from the puck. The other way, Billy Rose. Rose and Rode trying to gather it. Griffin Streeter took it from Minnetonka. 13:15 to go in regulation. Here's Newhouse shooting and scoring from an impossible angle. Hunter Newhouse, goal line extended, somehow got it past Foss. Through the eye of a needle. 3-0. Newhouse scores his second of the game. That was remarkable. Banking it off presumably the right shoulder of Foss and into that top left quadrant. With 13:08 to go in the game, Minnetonka in control. And we'll listen for the assist. Unassisted, they say. Newhouse with a multi-goal effort. Third time he's done that this year. 8 goals on the season. Moving him into 4th on the team behind Lidke, Lagerback, and Streeter. Backhand Lagerback knocked down by Foss. So 3 goals allowed now by White Bear Lake. That ties the most they've given up, with the exception of their 1 loss against Duluth East when they gave up 6, including 2 empty netters. A goal in each period for Minnetonka, and they lead handily. 12:15 to go. Puck loose at neutral. Mason Hendrickson trying to get that one free. Now chased after by Nick Henry. Someone lost a stick. Henry paddles it back for Will Kroll. Stolen by Billy Rose. Rose, some ham fighting between he and Duke Kiffin. Mason Hendrickson speeding the other way. Hendrickson deeks and dangles and gave it away. It's kept in though by Kroll. Here's Kittleson. No offside, they say. Will Kroll doesn't like the call. We're down to 11:43 remaining. Minnetonka on the verge of a 15-0 start. It would mark 42 wins and 46 games coached by Sean Goldsworthy. White Bear Lake's 10-game unbeaten streak in jeopardy. Conference opener a week from tonight for Minnetonka as they take on Eden Prairie. That's going to be fun. We've got a trip on Anderson. On Verkerke. Delayed penalty as Hendrickson brings it up, passed it all the way through Henry. Kittleson got there, and Kittleson now controls as Miller chipped it to him. There's a catch by Foss, and that'll set up the power play. Minnetonka an efficient 1 of 1 on the man advantage in this game, and they'll go up a man once again, leading by 3. It's a big difference in this game. White Bear Lake 0 for 2 on the 5-on-4. They could have easily pulled within 2-1 in this battle. That all-important first goal of the third period went to Minnetonka, and now they're trying to make it 4. A shot by Doctor whistled wide. Streeter backhanded to the half wall, cross-ice pass, Lidke. Look at this puck movement. Here's Doctor. Over to Bayless. Trying to go to that short corner for Streeter. Streeter fanned on the pass. Bayless chipping in, and a clearance. Flying all the way down the rink to Glockner. With 1:25 to go in the power play. 10:40 left in regulation. Doctor winds it up. Doctor, a 5'10 senior. There's Bayless. Shot by Lagerback. Bayless trailing after it, and it didn't reach the net. Bears clear. Just over a minute to go on the power play. Doctor, their assist leader with 19. To Bayless. Off the stick of Newpower. Opposite side of the rink. There's Newpower shorthanded. Newpower will just try to kill some clock. Back to Brady O'Brien. Jacob Klein Off of Hofeld and in on Glockner. We're down to 35 seconds on the power play. Doctor down to a knee, outletted to Will Kroll. Kroll spins back in his own end. Half a minute to go on the man advantage. Minnetonka leading by 3. Mac Motzko back again to Miller in neutral ice. 9:35 to go in the game. Braden Lacombe swatted at by Kittleson. Back for Lacombe as Kittleson got checked. Motzko trying to stay in possession. 5 seconds to go on the power play. And there's a shot, backdoor, out in front. Lacombe can't find the puck because it's underneath Evan Foss. Even strength now with 9:17 remaining. Minnetonka trying to move to 13-0 and leading after 2 periods. Very few blemishes on their season. They didn't trail in a game until the 5th game of the year. They were down for about 5 minutes against Duluth Marshall and won that game by a 2-1 score. But in terms of game time trailing, it's minimal. Only a couple games where they've spotted a team in early lead. Saved by Foss again. But they've never trailed after a period at any point this year, and that trend will continue after this one. The season about 3/5 of the way complete. Offensive zone draw for Minnetonka. It involves Henry, it involves Meister. Now we've got official saying, no, you can't change. So they take their top pairing of Doctor and Lidke off. Zitzloff and Kiffin back on. Skipper's trying to retain the zone. Liam Worms moving into the corner for it. 4th line on the ice right now for the Skippers. Meanwhile, it's Bill to Meister with speed. Meister tried to bring it to his backhand, and he got denied. Ended up getting the puck back. About at the halfway point of the 3rd period here. The last 6 shots on goal have all gone to Minnetonka. Skippers ahead 3-0. And they exit the zone out to Anderson, who shot it off his teammate for a delayed offside, or an offside officially, as his dump-in attempt hit Meister. That moves the puck to neutral. Road against Newhouse on the draw. Newhouse, the offensive MVP of the game, he's got 2 goals, 7th and 8th of the year. Centering feed by Bayless for Newhouse, who's 1 away from a hat trick. Right now, White Bear Lake on the verge of being shut out for the first time. 8 minutes remaining. Miller pressed up against the glass with Rode. Pried out by Kroll. He careens up the ice to Bayless. Bayless, left wing, pass for Newhouse. Loose puck, far side. It's Jacob Klein. Klein's pass for Rose. Too hot, got past him. No icing though. 7:35 remaining. Bayless unloaded it to Miller for Kroll. The pass for Newhouse denied. Back to Kroll. Skippers have really zapped the life out of the Bears here in the 3rd. Great puck control and a terrific job in the 2nd period in their weaker moments of this game when they actually allowed some pressure. Defense was tight enough and opportunistic enough to deny some really good chances. Glockner did his share. He's made 16 out of 16 saves. James Miller once again behind his own net. Miller to Motzko. And Motzko to Lagerback. Trying to handle it. It's Motzko along with Lacombe. Lagerback jetting over in front of the Bears bench. Taken by White Bear Lake. Moving from left to right. Wearing the road black and orange jersey combo. There's a shot from a tough angle. It's in the pads of Glockner and in the net. It's a 3-1 game. And we'll get an indication here who scored it. First to the bench is Tristan Johnson. Mad scramble in front of Glockner. And the shutout bid is gone with 6:25 to go. White Bear Lake on the board, trying to make this interesting down the stretch. For Tristan Johnson, that would be goal number 2. Now at least they can play with the intent to maybe get the goalie out of there late. Down by 2, certainly a little more manageable, and they've got 6:10 remaining. We listen for an assist on the Johnson goal. And they rule unassisted, so Johnson his second of the season. Here comes Kittleson the other way. Kittleson falls down in the corner. Grabbed by Meister, poked it ahead to Bill. Bill with a nice no-look pass to Klein. Here's Klein with Meister. Klein's pass, fanned on it. Meister to the corner. Doctor all over him. There's Klein with him. Up top for Newpower, trying to keep. Poked it away, but then grabbed by Doctor. Spun it right wing, but then given away to Billy Rose. Rose lost the puck. Hendrickson passed along to Litke. That's flipped in deep by Kittleson. Tamed by Foss. And out to the left it goes for Rose. Bouncing puck. It will stay in play as it was popped up in the air by Kroll. Here's Anderson. His pass intended for Rode will result in an icing. 5:03 remaining. That was the first shot on goal of the period on that goal by Johnson. Still not sure how he scored it. You have to check out @Youth Hockey Hub on Twitter and watch the replay. Face-off won by White Bear Lake. Trailing by 2 late in the third. Big check by Streeter. Newhouse chasing after it for Minnetonka. Rims along the boards. Streeter kicks it along. Hofeld trying to clear. He moved it to Rode. Rode beelines across the blue line. Sticked away by Glockner. Rose trying to gather it along the half wall. 2 skippers around him. 4:27 remaining. Skippers just trying to clear it out. Get that clock moving. Under 4:20 to go. Fanning on it is Anderson. There's a shot by Streeter from straight on. Flexed aside by Foss. Big hip check by Bayless. And the Skippers take it away, but a penalty called as Hofeld down to a knee in front of his bench after that check. Bayless will be heading off. And a power play with 4:06 to go. Trying to listen to the official's words there for Bayless. He was explaining the call. 2 minutes on the minor. 4:06 to go in the game. Still life for the Bears. Number 17 and 17 in the state. They're not going to go quietly. Rose had a swing at it in front. There's Alls, left dot, centering feed for Bill. They keep the zone with Rose. Firing from Meister. Meister shoots off the half wall, but is passed for the point. Will go back to neutral. Bears will have to regroup. But a half minute gone on the power play. Luke Alls, the junior. Right wing side, Rose. Rose swatting it along the boards. Litke clears. Not much formulating here on the man advantage. They missed 2 opportunities in the second period to score on the man up. They absolutely need to capitalize on this one. As they change, the skippers clear. More than a minute of the 5-on-4 is gone. Cooper Anderson firing to Hofeld. Looped around. Glockner trying to clear himself. Can't quite get the job done. Trying to finish it off is McComey, battling in front of the skipper's bench. Puck flutters up high in the air, lands along the glass, banked along by Miller, over to Kroll, and Kroll gets the job done. Final 20 seconds of power play time for the Bears. Down by 2. Off road on a bad pass to Newpower. Here's Anderson. Final rush as Bayless is about to come back on. Played by a trailing Newpower. Newpower couldn't pull the trigger. We are at even strength. Under 2 minutes to play. And an icing called on Minnetonka. So now Foss has to look to get out of the net. Certainly a hold goalie situation. Down by 2. Didn't generate much on the power play. Had one decent chance early on where the puck got in front, but they didn't get a stick to it. Final 120 seconds of play. Immediately flipped out by Doctor, one of the captains. Skippers play Saturday at Hermantown. Bears at home against Woodbury, their next opponents. Good face-off win. Got it back for Klein. A shot on Glockner. Plays it cleanly. Down to 151. Haven't seen the explosiveness from the Bears tonight that they've showcased in many of their 11 wins this season. The 4 goals per game average will certainly not get met. 2-on-1 the other way. Hendrickson passing to Henry. Can't convert. Here's Hendrickson once again behind the cage with Henry. Foss still in his net, and the Skippers not allowing the Bears to even possess the puck. Saved by Foss with 1:31 to go. New Skippers coming on the ice. They'll have an offensive zone draw. In the right circle, the offensive hero, Hunter Newhouse. He scored fairly early in this third period, made it 3-0 on an impossible angle goal. Bayless cleans it up here for the Skippers. Cleared by Lidke, who got checked by Hofeld. Smashed in by Rode, behind Glockner. 1:08 to go. Rose to the point. It is narrowly kept and then lost by Klein. Bayless grabs it. Bayless has an empty net. Huge effort by Miller to get that one over the net and prevent the ENG. Now here's Doctor, still the net empty. Good block by Hofeld into the bench with 46 seconds remaining. 6-on-5, and as I say that, they bring Foss back on the ice. And a timeout called by White Bear Lake. So they'll draw up what they want and try to coordinate, with Foss presumably starting the play in net. 46 seconds to go. Scoring summary in this one, it was Newhouse in the first period at the 9:06 mark, his 7th of the year. Lagerback in the second, 2:59 mark, his 12th of the year on the power play. Then it was Newhouse, his 2nd of the game, 8th of the year. At the 3:52 mark of the third, that was really the clincher. White Bear Lake clawing back at the 10:35 mark of the third. Goal by Tristan Johnson, the junior, his 2nd of the season, to make it 3-1. White Bear Lake lost a lot of scoring from last year's team. Chase Hampstead, Max Jenrich, Austin Carroll, Owen Gallatin. Clearly they found very worthy alternatives, but on nights like this, they might say, well, we wish we had a little more firepower. White Bear Lake and Minnetonka both averaged over 5 per game a year ago. Bears back on the ice. Trying to pull a miracle here in the final 45. They'll have to get the puck out of their end, in the net, and then do it all over again from center. They'll need a face-off win. Battling for possession, and they do get it. Now Foss will scurry to the bench as Rose battles for possession against Kroll. Kroll circles to Lagerback. Here's Litke. Just shaved the left post. And it turns into an icing with 29 seconds. That was close. A laser shot from 3/4 rink. Bears get what they want, an offensive zone draw, nobody in the net. They load up in front of Glockner. Immediate clearance by the Skippers with 22 seconds to go. Poked in toward Glockner. He touched it as Rode goes over to get it out in front, backhand score! Rose with 12 seconds to go. Might be too late. It's Rose's 6th of the year with the empty net. White Bear Lake to the very last buzzer. They're persevering at the 16:48 mark. Rose, a great backhand over Glockner's shoulder. Now it's going to be a mad dash on Glockner. He's going to be facing a stampede of Bears. Huge draw for Meister. 3-2 the score. Meister got it back. Miller left side. Rose flips it in. 5 seconds left. Doctor holding. 2 seconds left, and the game will end. Minnetonka holds on. A 3-2 victory, but they had to sweat for the final few seconds. They moved to 15-0, and the number 1 team fending off the number 7 White Bear Lake Bears, who fall to 11-2-1. But a 1-goal loss. The number 1 team doesn't look bad on the resume. They face Woodbury on Saturday. Minnetonka with a great test against Single A Hermantown, preceding their conference opener at Eden Prairie next week. They'll shake them up here. A great hockey game here at Pregame. And a reminder that Cambria was tonight's exclusive sponsor of Minnetonka hockey facing off against White Bear Lake. Located right here in Minnesota, family-owned and American-made, Cambria leads the industry with cutting-edge innovation to craft beautiful and durable natural stone surfaces for any home or business. Learn more at CambriaUSA.com. Hunter Newhouse scores 2 goals for Minnetonka to lead the way. Glockner gets his 15th win of the season in goal, and the Skippers remain unbeaten. Big thanks to all who watched tonight. My name's Sam Ekstrom. Thanks for watching High School Hockey on YouthHockeyHub.com.